You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
Y'all, this is what records used to sound like.
Hey there, thought I'd call just to see how you were doing. Hello. Oh, well,
you L-O-V-E me. Take me by the hand and show me. Put a ring on it and let me flaunt it. Show me things I ain't never seen before. Then give me all I need and more. Don't give another man space to take your place. And I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. Hey baby, if you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me, love me. Oh, tell me I'm beautiful and treat me like your queen. You love me. Just wine and dine and show me all the finer things. You love me. I can make your wildest dreams come true. You love me. Don't give another man the space to take your place. You love me. And I'll show you that my love for you is here to stay. You love me. I'll be true and I'll be yours forever. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. 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 I've waited long enough, waited long for your love. This is what I need, and I need it now. Give you all I got, give you all that I have, but only if you love me. Hey baby, you know it's not that hard. I'm pretty simple. I'd like to think. If you L-O-V-E love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. Hey, give it to me, baby. L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. Love me, me. L-O-V-E you to love me. If you L-O-V-E you to love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. If you L-O-V-E me, love me. You L-O-V-E love me. If you L-O-V-E me, 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 love me.
I can't believe, 'cause it's all but just a dream. Tell me it's not fantasy that you're here with me. How can this be? Baby, it's you. No one makes me feel the way you do. Saving all my love for only you. Boy, you know it's true. over you. Baby, it's you.
Yo, what's up? This is Johnny B, and it gives me great pleasure to be doing this track with one of my biggest influences, a young man from Jamaica, Queens, New York. His name is Mr. Tom Brown. Break it down. Tom Brown. Johnny B, slow.
There's nothing like summer smooth jazz and R&B night at the View Music Bar. Join us Sunday, August 25th at 7:30 for a night filled with smooth jazz stars like Billboard charting artist Niels. award-winning songwriter and musician Michael Garvin, UK's top-charting soulful artist Joe Levy, our very own SoCal's hitmaker, trumpeter CTK, and smooth jazz award-winning international charting vocalist Heidi Tan.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out of the town.
Don't miss this unforgettable evening at the View Music Bar and Lounge. Sponsored by Skin Protocol Med Spa, Fast Fix Jewelry and Watch Repairs, and East Coast Artist Agency. Tickets available on the Venmo app and Eventbrite. We'll see you at the View Music Bar Sunday, August 25th for a smooth summer jazz and R&B night.
about you, babe, all I think about is ways that I can please you. Oh. You are the one, you're my priority, and this I'm gonna prove. I'll do anything to keep a smile on your face. There's no debating, true love is give and take, no more hesitating. Yeah.
You can feel way down on your insides. It's the kind of love with purposeful intention, the kind you need in your life. I'll do anything to keep a smile on your face. There's no debating, true love is give and take. There's no hesitating.
Spending all my nights, all my money going out of the town, doing anything just to get you off my mind. When the morning comes, I'm right back where I started again. Try and forget you, it's just a waste of time. Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on me, 'cause I was wrong and I just can't live without you. No, no. All day long, wearing a mask all for No more attention's gone. Yeah, my starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. Yes, you are. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. And don't you come too soon. Baby, yeah. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. Yes, you are. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. And don't you come too soon. I just can't say. I just can't say. I just can't say. I just can't say. Here is where you wanna be. Yeah. I just can't say. No, 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 no. I just can't say. You are. Yeah. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. Yes, you are. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. You are. Yeah. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late. Yes, you are. My starship, come take me up tonight. And don't be late.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody is doing great this weekend, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in and help me welcome our sister is returning. Miss Joyce Spencer's in the house, y'all.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey.
Oh, so happy to be here.
Yeah.
With my brothers.
Yeah, we're so happy to see you again, and
She is.
Thank you.
yeah, and then and plus just been really happy about all the
Oh,
great
she's the
great
number
stuff
one.
you've been doing, huh?
hmm I've
Tearing
been
it
hanging in
up.
there, G.
Yeah.
You are tearing it up
Oh, okay.
all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at the computer. My head is chopped off. See, should I move my camera a little bit?
You look chopped off here, but
You too, everybody. So I guess I'm okay.
We got the full view. We good.
Okay, I'm talking about on YouTube.
on YouTube,
Yes.
let's
On
see it.
YouTube. Let me see if I can
See what's going on here.
help y'all out.
Well, we need to
Just
call
a little bit.
to get a full, have them fix that real quick.
Okay.
Someone get maintenance up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Come on, G. Award-winning
Yeah,
radio
okay,
streaming service.
Intro recipient.
Yeah. So what's been happening here, y'all? Everybody doing all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That is good.
Thank God. It hasn't been too hot. It's just right.
Mm-hmm.
I've been out house
that's-
hunting today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting.
I love
Yeah.
house hunting.
And that isn't an easy job to take.
No, it's not.
Uh,
Right.
It's not an easy job at all. You know, because you
moving is even harder.
oh, don't even start that.
No doubt.
Mhm.
My
What
gosh.
area?
Huh?
Oh, CTK
Oh, CTK got froze up.
froze up a little bit.
Go
Okay.
CTK. Say it again.
You see me? Am I cool now?
Back.
Yeah, you moving. You ducking and
I was gonna
diving,
ask Bob.
ducking and diving.
I was gonna ask him, what area is he moving to? Is it far from where he's at now, or you going to Peachtree now, or where you going?
No, I mean, we're all over the place.
that.
Primarily in South Fulton, which is a very interesting area, very suburby down there. So we're kind of spreading out a little bit, but I happen to love Douglasville. I really do. I love Douglas County. So hopefully we can find something here. I feel like I've been here for 40 years, so I'm not really looking to go to another county to go to. So, but you never know. Yeah.
At least wherever you go, your internet is going to be a lot better. I believe that.
He just
You're
threw you
definitely
to
gonna
the
have an
curb.
It just ran over him, didn't he? The bus went. vroom.
It's like a Japanese movie. You know?
Hear that AOL dial up.
Oh, God, you gonna let him do that to you?
That's cool.
That's all right. That's all right. I know there's some technical difficulties going on right now, so I'll let them slide back if that was
Okay.
What's up, Joyce? Joyce. So welcome. So happy you're here. I know you probably have so much stuff going on. It's probably hard to fit everything in. But tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you since you left, man. Because I know every time I turn around, you working.
Yeah, you got what, 2 new singles out at the same time?
Ooh.
Is that what you have? 2 new singles out? You have 2 new singles out at the same time.
No, not the same time, but they were pretty much back to back.
Oh, I love it.
I think when I released Cherish a couple of years ago, it's 3 years now. That was the first of, I was going to release one at a time, and then when I get enough for an EP, stop it and then release the EP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Life happens, and it took a long time for me to get to Saxophonist, and then life happened again. And then I said, okay, because I had already told Eddie Harris's daughter, Yvonne, I said, I am going to cover your dad's song, Cold Up Time, because I've been playing it for years, love the song. And what happens when you're doing everything yourself and you're trying to record, when those gigs start coming in, you have to put that to the side and go get the money. Because if you don't have the money, you can't get no honey.
Right.
So one day I just said, hey, I'm going to record this one myself. Started all over Cold Up Time and just did it myself. And I was excited about that project because that was the first time I had ever produced did everything, all the tracks. Now, I do not recommend that because it's a lot of work. Well, for me it is. CTK, you used to do it. Gary used to do it. But I was like, I've never done this before. But I did it. It took me probably over 2 weeks for me to do the background horns on Kodak. Because I'd go back thinking it's perfect, and I hear, ooh, let me bend this a little bit. The tenor is off in the background. You become really analytical. And and then after that, I said, okay, let me try producing another one. I was so tired because my house had major damage from a hot water heater that burst in the attic. There was major construction, demolition going on in my house. We had to move out. It got so bad. So I said, okay. And David McLaurin was mixing and mastering. And after the fourth, what was the fourth one? Nature Walk.
Oh, yeah.
After that, David said, let me produce the next one for you. I said, go right ahead, because I'm tired. I'm just tired. Yeah, because you're trying to keep up with your personal life, with the gigs. See, I don't have a regular job, so I have to do these gigs to get some income in, if you will. And everything you do costs money. You know my saying, guys, is we put all this money into one song, but we can only sell it for 99 cents. So these gigs is that's what brings the income. So I have to stop sometimes. So that's why I decided to just go at it myself and work on my own time. And yeah, and then working with David McLaurin, he's really, really patient. Because when we did the last song, he mastered it 6 times before I was satisfied. Who else is going to do that?
That's all? Only 6?
Yeah, it was like,
That's pretty good.
Well, that's just from the mastering. The mixing is a whole nother story.
Oh, yeah.
I re-recorded something, even on Kodak time, and I sent it for mix and mastering. I said, I don't like the flute. He said, I can fix it. I said, you did make it better. I still don't like it. I said, let me just re-record it, because CTK and Gary, if you don't record it right the first time, it's hard to improve something. It's like a picture that's fuzzy. You can't fix that.
Right.
So
You also had to deal with the fact that it's your first time producing something, so you're going to be extra critical of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And that stop you from holding back some punches sometimes. But you learned, and you've learned, and you've experienced that. And now you don't have to second guess yourself because it's already in you to do it. It's just
it did a lot for me. Releasing Kodak Time and doing it all myself, it really did a lot for me. And I sent it before I released it, I sent it to Yvonne and her family to listen, and they loved it. I said, well, that's all I need. The family love it, and I love it how a radio personality, Jabari, when I was in Austin a couple of weeks ago, in Women in Jazz, he said, Joyce, I have to tell you, that drop, meaning the bridge, he said it was bad in Kodak Time. I said, oh, thank you. I said about that. And at first I thought about it, I said, because I had someone else producing it and mentioned a bridge. And I said, okay, that's cool, because Eddie Harris, he was known for pushing the envelope. I think he would have liked that I did something different. His family loved it, and they loved the flute on it. So I did it my way. I did arrange it my way, and I love it. So, but you're right, CTK. When once you do it one time, and you survive it, and you don't go insane.
Now you're at the stage now to where, as far as your writing goes and your producing goes, you're like going to the kitchen now, just bringing out different ingredients that you need on the counter, and you're going in there and just putting it in. Now you're at that stage. You're not wondering. Right. You're not second guessing.
You could have a great tune, but how do you pull those instruments together? That's the thing. And if you send it to somebody to bring live musicians to do it, it's so costly that you have to be creative. You have to figure out ways to do it. And I think I figured out how to record live horns and then mix in a digital horn, and it still sounds real. Oh yeah. If that makes sense.
It makes a lot.
So you start figuring out those tricks of the trade. I said, well, what if I do that? And I learned my software a lot better. And my horn, I'm really particular about my horn sound, and because the EQs are great, but sometimes EQs make you sound like a whiny instrument. I'm sorry. It's just, it can be too much.
Yeah, you got to be careful how much you put in, that's for sure.
So I had to deal with that, and also my ears changed. I can listen to this today, and tomorrow I hear something different. So I had to be patient with myself. I said, did I think that was okay? Because it sure doesn't sound good to me. But I had a very patient person, David McLaurin, working with me. And, not everybody's patient as he is. Trust me, I know. Just sending it back and said, could you do this? Could you do that? And also trusting him to tell me when something is just not going to work.
It helps to have another pair of ears. Yes, it does.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially when we've been hearing the same thing, the same mix over and over. It's kind of like when people become a smell blind, nose blind, except it's kind of like it's music blind because you're used to what you're doing all the time. It's good to have new ears on the project.
Right.
But you're glowing, and I can see how you've grown even more on your sax, more on your playing, your attitude. I love the attitude. This is like total different attitude. I love it. It's always been Joyce, but I love it. And it just all fits together. It all just goes together.
Yeah, and I love being myself. I think what's happening this year is that I've been back in the business 14 years, and all those contacts that I've made throughout the years, it's coming back. It's coming back. It's like I told Gail with Jazz and Pink. Excuse me. When I played with them in Austin last year, that's how I got to play at a concert in Austin this year. See, that's why I always have this thing. I don't care if you're the lead up front or in the background. Always do your best because you never know who's listening.
No, that's right.
Don't take anything for granted. Even I love being the background. I know a couple of artists they don't like. Oh, I can't do background. I don't care what it is. If I'm in the background, I'm in the background. But when it's time for me to solo or do what I'm supposed to do, and even if my job is to make the lead artist look good, do it well.
Yes.
Yep.
And people will catch on to that. Trust me, people, TTK, we know when you didn't practice. We know. You can make a mistake and we still know if you making a mistake doesn't mean you didn't practice. We can just tell. And when you send your music out and for people to learn it, that's why I'm so proud of when they asked me for an all-female band in Austin, because they, Pamela and Kevin Hart of Women in Jazz Austin know that I play with 2 all-female bands. It was easy for me to do. The only thing is the bass player had a medical emergency, so I had to replace her with a guy, and they were okay with that. But the band, it was Joyce Spencer and the Ladies of Jazz. I sent the music out. We had a couple of rehearsals. The first rehearsal was just because she was concerned about how I'm going to split up my keyboard to do saxophone. We decided not to play the tracks. And we had to learn 5 songs for Pamela Hart. We were going to back her up. And I'm telling you, they learned the music. And this is why it's important. In the middle of the show, we were backing Pamela Hart before I came to the front. She said, y'all don't know. This is good because I've had people come and hadn't even looked at the music.
Wow.
See? So she knew. She said, oh, wow, because we were doing a sound check / rehearsal. Went through each song, one after another. Boom, boom, boom. These ladies had, and we never practiced it.
That's the kind of magic that happens in Austin, just like that.
So I really...
I'm sorry, did you play at Antone's? Did you go to Antone's at all when you were in Austin?
It was at an event center, Women in Jazz.
Right.
They do concerts probably on a semi-monthly basis. There's another big one coming in September, a festival. This is a festival. Some of my favorites are going to be there, like Kim Scott, and Chelsea's going to be there, violinist, and I really want to go. And but I'm really proud of what they're doing for women and to be a part of that in any kind of way. And then the next weekend, which was last weekend, I was in Vegas. Ernie D. Shelby created something. I've been knowing her for 14 years and I've worked with her. She booked me in Indianapolis to do a show with her. But when she was in Dallas, she said, Joyce, this is what I'm thinking about doing. I said, go for it. Go for it. And let me know. So I was ready because, again, I use this expression, create your own lane. Stop trying to get into a lane that's full.
Right.
Right.
And they don't want you. And that's okay. That's not me being bitter. I'm not bitter.
No,
Trust
it's a fact.
me. Thank you.
Facts. It's
It's
not being
just a
bitter. It's a true thing, and
yeah,
great advice.
yeah. And I'm trying to get, as you know, CTK, a local venue, to book people who are outside that, you know, what's a nice way of saying it, y'all? outside the outside
Outside
of
that
that.
parallel universe.
Yeah, to consider. And when I sent him links to several artists that I have worked with, and they were impressed. There's a lot of yes. Stop just focusing. There are some people out there that are amazing, doing some
Hmm.
amazing things. They're not part of a label, or as Walter Beasley said, they're not part of that.
Right.
But they're doing some amazing things, and I would love to see venues if you consider other people. We're releasing music, we're
Hmm.
putting it out there. We may not have up to $15,000 to hire a radio promo. I don't, but those who do, God bless you. That's
As you
amazing.
do. That's right.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But all I'm saying is that you consider other people who are out there doing some amazing things. They've released music. They're, I mean, look at Gary. Gary's been, how many albums do you have now, Gary?
Oh
Don't
my
get me
gosh.
started on that one.
Yeah. I
Don't get
mean,
me started
A
on that one.
ton.
got a little bit of a collection going on.
Yeah, you lost count. And CTK has a lot going on. What I love is being a part of Jazz and Pink, meeting other women who are just amazing. They
Yes,
you know.
and you're just a perfect fit with them. I've been following, like I said, I've been following you guys, and it's a joy thing. I love following you guys from the stage to the tour bus. It's all a beautiful thing. You take us backstage, you take us everywhere. You take us to rehearsals, and we see the feeling and the camaraderie that you're enjoying now, and it's kind of like the bird has been freed. It's like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've been working for years. I've been back in the music business for 14 years. But there are some things that come with it. I'm getting so many scammers, y'all.
Oh yeah.
People
Yeah.
selling t-shirts with my face on it.
When I saw
I'm
that
like,
post,
I
I
am
was
not.
like, what's going on?
And did it, they did it a couple of months ago, and somebody, a few of them sold because they thought, hey, I bought your t-shirts. I'm like, that's not mine. It's, but, and I thought I'd let everybody know, but they're back again. And they're doing it to other artists as well. So y'all be aware that unless it's coming from my website or any other artist, whether it's Gary or CTK, anybody, because it's not just happening to me. I saw a couple of others where they did that.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
They did it to you too?
I said I'm seeing that too.
Yeah,
Well,
you see it. They're going. If you have a post with a lot of reactions,
yeah,
they go in the comment section and highlight several people in
yeah,
that, and,
yeah.
and said, "Buy Joyce Spencer's T-shirt." And I posted it again, and then I get a Facebook jail. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Even a hustle in terms of booking too was another thing. I haven't had this in a while, but recently someone went to book me in Tennessee. Yeah, paid good money. I said, "Oh, this is great," and was going to pay for my band. But there's that. How old folks say, got an unction. Got to pay attention to that.
Yes.
And I said, "God, something wrong with this. Something wrong." So I'm going to pay attention. And right after that, he wants me to put in the contract that we frown upon musicians being late. And if you're late, you have to reimburse your deposit.
What?
I, my husband, with my help, simply replied politely, "Okay, don't laugh at me. I'm doing Mac right now. What is that clause? That French word.
Matt
Uh,
wasn't.
you know
That
what I'm
was in.
talking
Now look here.
Monsieur, something like that, whatever. It's in every contract. And we reminded him that when it's an active nature, or like what happened to Delta, everything shut down, if it's beyond our control. But that doesn't mean I'm going to use that as an excuse not to hustle and get there.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay? So there
Right.
might be some like, and my husband said, I'm going to tell him, if y'all late, then you have to pay X amount of money. I mean, I think that we should do everything we can to be on time, and I've been that way for
Right.
14 years. I
That,
get
that's
there extra early. Especially if I don't know the venue, get there early.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all know things happen that's beyond your control.
absolutely.
So when Delta shut down and people were miserable, that can happen. So I suggested that he fly us in the day before because he's paying for hotel. Do you know I never heard back from him? I said I had a feeling that was a hustle.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
That's
I
just,
this so this is a weird time for us as musicians, and this is my thing, and I think we should all do that. If you see me dealing with somebody who you know from um, personal experience that they're crooked, please tell me.
mm-hmm. Definitely. And if they can't answer a 3-word question, walk away. And that
Yeah.
3-word question is, what's your budget?
Mm-hmm.
They can't answer that. Walk away.
We had a big budget, but I had a feeling it was a setup. He's trying to get, you know what I mean? It's like years ago, my husband, and he does not cuss, but he did that time. They were going to give us like a $5,000 deposit. Then he says, "Well, can you pay the sound people out of that deposit? Because I'm out of town and I can't." My husband said, "You just wasted my peep time." You know, it was a hustle. It was a hustle. So
Yeah.
everybody has a hustle out there, but even I'm just saying that for everybody to be aware.
Yes.
What's going on because it can happen to you. It's happening
Right.
to other artists, and I'm
Right.
just like furious because
Well,
do you know how hard we work?
well, you heard what just happened to Cheryl Cooley and them, right? On Climax,
No.
they did this thing in Tennessee. They had 30 performers. Everybody got ripped off from the promoter took everything from the venue, the backline company, the sound company, the performers. Nobody got paid. This was like 3 weeks ago in a big festival that was in Tennessee, somewhere down there. And this promoter got away with everything. Nobody
And this
got
was
paid.
Tennessee.
And stranded them. They couldn't even come back to LA. 30 musicians were stranded from LA in Tennessee.
Wow.
This was 3 weeks ago. So yes.
See what I mean? I'm glad you said that because I'm just feeling that. That's why my husband, he'll go to them. I'm glad to have somebody helping me. He'll say, "Okay, I'm here to collect before I play." And if you don't have the balance, then he's gonna walk me off the stage.
That was
Tell me
Ike Turner's
gotta
thing.
go.
Ike Turner always got half the money up front
Mm-hmm.
or even pulled into the state.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's going
I
on
gotta
Von's mind? What's
Yeah,
up?
what's going
What's
on,
up,
Bob?
Bob?
Hey, I got a question. And you know, I love the candidness of the conversation, but I gotta know. You shedded some light about some things that I'm as a radio programmer, I know I'm not privy to. But I'm just sitting back and I'm listening to what the situation is, and I'm listening to what Joyce has gone through with all the little hiccups and technical things that you have to deal with when you're in a recording session, and the outside things that you cannot control. And I'm wondering, I'm not saying this is just anything recent. It's probably been going on a long time in the business. Has there ever been any thought amongst the independent artists to build an alliance with each other to be able to address these things as a group and find some sort of cohesiveness in order to change the way things are done? I'm just asking.
Well, we have the musicians union.
I was
I know
gonna
here
say
in
that, yeah.
Texas. In Texas, they said we can't do much because this is a right to work state, and I think it's the same in California, right, CTK?
Yes, correct. Correct.
Really?
Because I had a conversation with the president of the union, a nice conversation, and because they asked the Women's History Month, asked for women outside of the union to help with an event, and I asked for more money for us, because they were still paying, with all due respect, they were still paying $100 being
Yeah.
a musician.
Yeah.
And when I was in a union for a couple of years, and back then it was $100 per musician. If you're the leader of the band, you got 200. But and that was about, well, 13, 14 years ago. And I told them, I said, musicians were getting $100 before I came, and the cost of living has gone up so many times, and that's why musicians are leaving, because I get more money outside the union. Now, when you
Yeah.
hear the word union, you hear somebody advocating for you, pushing and hustling, but from what they told us, we can't do it because it's a right to work state. So you're right, Vaughn. It's incumbent upon the musicians to form an alliance that we will agree to our value. But that's hard to do. We're not organized. We could
No,
write our. I'm sorry, CDK. Go ahead.
it's a crab basket mentality. Nobody wants to help anybody because the thing about it is, just because you help somebody, it's not going to take away from your shine or what you're trying to do. And people are afraid to help each other out. Unfortunately, that's what there's a lot of good people out. There's more good people out there than the bad ones out there.
And it's so
But-
unfortunate too, isn't it?
But
Yeah.
but it is there. It's the crab basket mentality. So they don't want you getting out, so they pull you down. So everybody's, trying to be better than this, or better than that, or whatever, instead of being themselves and all working it together. That's the problem. We can't work together.
And if we
Wow.
did, I mean, I had to get into a position where I start setting my prices where it's okay if they say no. All right, it's okay if you say no, and because I do know now, after 14 years or even less, I do know how much time and effort it takes to be in the position that I am.
You know your worth.
$100 is just not enough, with all due respect. Now, that doesn't mean that we as musicians, just like a lawyer, they don't do a pro bono, if you will.
Right.
For instance, a Super Bowl, they don't get paid, but a lot comes from that.
Yes,
So
indeed.
I'm not saying, that we don't do something like that every now and then because we're trying to create something, right? But I'm very uneasy when I know that I do the same thing this artist does, the same thing. They got 3,000 and I got 300.
Right.
Yeah, that's that
And
process.
then I bring people in,
Right.
So
Right.
that is something that I expressed, and I was really appreciative that the person I talked to was very receiving and nodded his head. Okay. I mean, come on. I mean, I have bills too, and
Right.
maintain. So that's where I struggle. I don't struggle with sometimes saying, "Hey, you're doing something different. Maybe I can take a little less because we're building another lane." But when I know you have the money, that's
They'll be acting
different.
funny.
Yeah.
Because one promoter called and said, "Oh, I got so and so and so and so, two prominent female artists," and I'm like, "How much do you charge?" I said, "How much are you paying them?" And he was like, I said, "I will find out. Tell the truth." And when he told me, I said, "That's what I want."
Yeah.
So you really have to stand up for yourself. But what is it? Be as shrewd as a snake, but compassionate as a dove, like the Bible said. You have to
Right.
have that balance, and
Yeah.
and then say, "Okay, you can turn me down." Even at a retirement center, I know the retirement centers, man, they're plush. They're better than 5-star hotels. They're so great. I said, "Oh, they can afford to pay more." So I respectfully asked for more, 3 times more, and they gave it to me. And
Closed mouth
musicians-
don't get fed.
Okay.
Closed mouth will never get fed. That's right.
Yeah,
Wow.
and even another fundraiser. "Oh, well, it's a fundraiser. We can't pay that amount." And I replied back, and be nice. You don't want to burn any bridges. I replied and said, "Hey, because I found out the year before, these were all millionaires. They were wealthy." I said, "How about finding someone to sponsor me for my price?" In 3 days, they found someone
You go.
to pay. But does that happen every time? No, I get turned down because somebody's around the corner gonna they're gonna do a wedding for $50.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
just not
Right.
gonna do that.
Right.
That's the pandemic band people I was telling you about, Gary.
Yeah.
When the pandemic hit, oh, I'm a musician now. Okay? They're the ones getting the $50 gigs and $25 gigs
Right.
and making it bad for everybody. You got whole bands doing it at the casino.
Mm-hmm.
For $50.
No, that are undercutting other artists just to get a gig.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about bands that were just formed, during the pandemic, whatever.
Mhm.
Call themselves full spunk or whatever they call themselves, right? And sound like warmed over boo. But because they can get a price lower, they're in there.
hmm So let's just to me that's just stand up. But I like what you said, Vaughn, about forming an alliance, and I think in
Yeah.
essence that's what Ernie has been, what she's been doing out of Indianapolis. She created a group, Sax Girls Rock, years ago, and then her dream kept coming and coming, and the
Right.
audience that was there, they loved it. And even after the show, they said, "How about doing a cruise, Sax Girls Rock cruise?" They were coming up with ideas how we can
Right.
continue. So you have someone like that who she stuck her neck out to make something different, and I think that's what we need right now for people to do something
Yeah.
different, create a new lane, and we jump in. And even if we have to take a little bit less than we normally take to create something bigger. Now I know there's a risk, like
Yeah.
you just said, CTK. Nobody got their money in Tennessee. That's
Right.
just really disgusting.
And they were stranded.
Yeah.
They couldn't get back to LA. 30 of them.
When you
We can't- Ooh.
because I know I'm just kind of kicking around because I'm thinking all of this is like running through my head right now, and I didn't want to forget anything. Had any of you, including you, Gary, thought about what it would be like just to be a session musician or a studio musician that's always available for recordings and stuff like that? I'm just throwing this out there because I'm trying to figure out, are there other avenues that can be pursued when you're not going to a recording studio or not performing live?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of different.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I mean, I get calls. I worked a lot behind the scenes where I'm getting calls to stack horns for people, stack this part. You don't might not know it's me. I'm in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what's going on the side.
Yeah, because I know it goes. I'm sure in LA it goes on constantly. I'm sure of that. So I'm
That's
thinking
what
it's.
it goes.
But a lot of people are doing it from home. They're like, like from Joyce or someone like that. They're making money doing that.
I record at home. If somebody asks me for excuse me, for 8 bars solo, I just
Yeah.
did 2 for a lady on the East Coast. She said, "I just need 8 bars, a saxophone solo here, and you can sprinkle throughout." And what I've learned to do is give them more than what they ask for, and they can take out what they don't want.
What they want. I found myself working with people in South Africa, a singer in South Africa I'm singing with. I never met this person. But that's how things are too. You can, like you say, Joyce, your own path. You can make your own path.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I have a friend, Lala Johnson. She's good at tributes. She can sing like Tina Turner, Shaka Khan, and Whitney Houston. So she does tribute shows. That's the one I'm with. There's 12-piece all-female Tina Turner tribute show.
Yeah.
That's her thing, and she's very good at it. I can't do that. And she did all 3 American Divas. She did a show on that. Amazing. She's good at it. She found what she loves to do.
Yeah.
So as we work together, but again, as we form an alliance, it doesn't have to be one in writing. But when I connect with somebody that I know I can trust, because honestly, I don't like watching people. If you show me I can't trust you, I'm going to move on.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't like watching people. Oh, let me make sure I got to check on them. I don't like doing that.
No.
It's just like in a
That's
marriage.
just a whole nother worry, isn't it?
It is. It is. I don't want to ask for that stress. It's just like, even my husband, if I can always check on you to make sure you're not cheating, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So that applies to every area of my life. If I have to watch and check on you, I don't like doing that. You're right, Gary. That's just extra pressure. Then move on. Some relationships work, some don't, and some part for no. There's no argument. It's good.
Yeah. Right.
But but to trust somebody, just say, hey, take this, do you do your thing. And that's what I'm looking for in my circle, people that I can trust. I can give you something. Am I looking for perfection? No. Perfection is not possible. It's just not. But the striving for it, the energy, like I said earlier, CTK, if you make a mistake, we can still tell you practice.
That's right.
It is what
You
it
tell
is.
Sister Joyce, that's right. That's right. Welcome back home, sweetheart. We have missed you so.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we're so happy to have you.
Almost didn't make it because right now, y'all, my throat is really raw. Really, because I guess in Vegas got too good. But both my husband and I came home with colds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
How long
that's
was,
that
how long was
dry.
the flight?
Hmm?
I'm sorry, Vaughn. How long was the flight
What is
from
it? Two and a
Vegas to
half
back home?
hours? Something like that. 2.5 hours.
That's
Yeah.
that dry desert air you taking in. All that, low humidity. That ain't nothing. But nothing.
It's that heat was something else. It was like I read somewhere. It was like opening a door. I thought it was checking on my cornbread.
True, true.
I
Very
like
true.
that.
That
I
is
like
right.
That was too much. And then we did have some excitement, G, when we were at what's it called, the Fashion Mall?
Oh, the Fashion Mall.
No, Fashion Mall. And we were early. We had just landed, and our room wasn't ready, of course. So we went there on a shuttle. Sitting there, we hear some commotion, and we look to our right. It's a big food court area, and police officer had a guy on the ground punching him.
Whoa.
They're trying to subdue him, and he wasn't having it. So we sat there and watched it, and I took out my my phone, recording it, and they shot him with a what is it called? Not-
Taste him.
Tased him, yeah. And I jumped. It hit him, and that guy still he wiggled a little bit and kept on going.
Oh man.
My husband said, "Oh no, he's on drugs." So I remembered seeing him sleeping on a bench, and I think what happened, somebody called and said, "Come get him out of here." He wasn't bothering anybody, you know what I mean? He wasn't.
Yeah.
But we sat there and watched the whole thing, and I thought later, why wasn't I afraid? I mean, the guy didn't have a gun. To me, he wasn't a threat. The guy they were subduing, he wasn't a threat. He was different, he was flamboyant. He was. Well, I have to admit, I did kind of get. Oh, wait a minute! He called the black cop a dirty beat in. The N word. I said, okay, now you've gone too far.
Okay, that's one automatic butt whipping you get right there.
I'm like, get him.
Oh
Yeah,
my
in the
goodness.
Constitution, you just don't see it. You can whip butt for that one.
Yeah, but the cops were good. Yeah, I mean, they could say, hey, there are 3 different uniforms that were there to get one man, y'all, and the paramedics.
Wow.
It was a big show. So I had 2 shows, the Motown Extreme and that show.
That's it. Yeah. It was definitely a show.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to move on to something else, G. That's why I got quiet.
Oh, well,
I can talk.
I tell you what, let's feature your latest track. Tell us a little bit about that one, because I think one of our other brothers, friend, is involved on that track with you.
Yeah, David McLaurin. That's the one I mentioned earlier. After the 4th one, he mixed and mastered. He said, "Let me produce the next one." I was tired. He knew I was staying in a hotel, coming home during the day, trying to work, get some tracks together. But smooth sailing. When David sent it to me, I loved it, and I said, well, because I told him I want something. I told my husband the next 2 tracks, this one and the one just before that, when Nature Walk, it was going to be smooth, the laid back, okay? And he sent it, and I said, I like it. That's smooth sailing. Then that's how I came. When I listened to it, that's the title I came up with. And then I did my part with the horn and the background horns and the background vocals. And that's why I said David is so patient, because I said, David, could you change one of those instruments and sync sound to one that sounds like this? And he's like, okay, homie. So, but David did a wonderful job and was real patient with me doing the mixing and the mastering. We could have been done earlier, but I mean, it's just kind of difficult, but that's what it's about. It's about chilling, sitting back, and after Saxophonk and Cold Dark Town, I think it was time for me to chill.
There you go.
Oh,
But the
right.
funk is coming back.
Coming back. The funk never left.
All
That's
right.
that part.
It
Cool.
never left, Joyce.
All right. Well, let's let everybody check it out, and then we'll come back and talk to our sister, Miss Joyce Spencer. And she is here with some new music. And if you just tuned in, we'll be right back right here on the Indie Live Spot.
Listen to my voice and let it take you to a place, and we'll go my way, my way, my way. Listen to my voice and we'll let nature take its course and do it my way, my way. I'll be right here.
classic.
Well, thank you.
Cherish, and then right before that we played the Smooth Sailing right before that. So very nice, very nice.
Familiar with that beautiful music, I tell you that.
But
Familiar
the
with
next
that.
one is going to be more upbeat. Again, I wanted to do a vocal track too, but tired. I had some gigs coming up I had to get ready for, so. But CTK was asking what's next. I need to take the rest of the month off to take care of some dental issues. I have 2 cracked teeth, y'all. I need to take care of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gary.
Upper or lower?
Upper and one lower.
Oh my gosh.
And then I think I may need even a root canal, and I had a bridge that broke.
Oh, whoa.
So I
You
take
got
care
a
of
lot
that.
of stuff going
I got-
on.
yeah.
You going in for the. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the dentist, and before Vegas, we sat down. I said, after I come back from Vegas, I want to sit down.
You got some
Because,
catching up.
getting your teeth worked on is more than, as the old folks used to say, more than the notion.
Yeah.
Because it is not cheap. You feel like you're buying a car.
And it's a process. It's a
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to mentally be ready for that, because when I had 2 implants in the past, I couldn't play my instrument for 2 weeks. Okay, so I had to try to plan, but I'm not crazy. If somebody offers enough money, I will delay that again.
Yeah. Yeah, but knowing that you're gonna pay the price later, you know that's coming.
Well, I know, because I
Yeah, I've
have
been there, done that. Yeah.
friends and family like, you really need to take care of that, because it's not safe, and they're right, it's not safe, because a lot of things can travel up. I was in
That's
the
right.
hospital emergency overnight because I had an infection in the brain area.
That's where it goes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would love my dentist, Joyce. You would love my dentist.
I
This
wish I
guy-
had your juice.
This guy walks around in cargo shorts, penny loafers, Hawaiian shirts, big gray beard. You walk into the office, the first thing they'll ask you is, you want a drink? They got a bar back there. They'll give you peanut butter whiskey. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Wow.
Tequila, margarita. He'll say one a margarita or whatever before he's going to work on you. His staff is just so cool. They make homemade chocolate chip cookies fresh every day. This place is incredible. And when he gives you shots, before he numbs you, he gives you this stuff and he says, try this new banana flavor here that I got in here, or try this new raspberry. It's like an hour later. This guy is so cool.
Well,
But he makes you want to keep going.
And I like my dentist too. She's great. She doesn't gouge.
Mhm.
That's what I like about her. My husband walked out his dentist. They said, "Oh, you need $18,000 worth of work." I said, "Try mine." And he went. He said, "Do you know it went from 18,000 to you give me 300 right now?" See,
Yeah.
we're everything this for-profit nation that we're in. We really have to be careful. We don't know. I wish part of the infrastructure that they were improving is to stop price gouging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like
I'm
right
glad my
after.
dentist doesn't do that.
Yeah. It
He
seems.
gave me a filling for free on my birthday last year.
That'll
I don't
work.
know other specialists out there that's going to charge you what a dentist is going to charge you. I think it's outrageous, the prices they charge for dental work. It's ridiculous.
It is. It really is.
I don't know. I just don't understand,
I watch out for dentist offices that are a chain. Does that make sense? They have
Oh, like
one.
Aspen
And every-
Dental.
Yeah.
Four locations.
Yeah, because they're it's like being in a car dealership, y'all.
It is.
It is.
The way you treat it. I walked out of one. So you have lost your mind.
Yeah.
Well, you need this and that. I said, no. They wanted $20,000. I said, I'm gone. Hey, Chris, how do we do that?
Yeah.
Plus,
It's
first
right.
pay the $500 for the X-rays.
They took mine out for $4,000. All of them.
Wow.
All
That's a
mine.
good price.
$4,000.
All your teeth?
Actually, that is a good price.
That is. All of them, because one tooth can cost that much in some dentist office. Before I
One
actually-
implant.
One implant. Because I
One
remember
implant is
it was during
$4,000.
COVID. I
Yeah.
needed an implant, and the dentist, I had insurance, and I said, okay, what's the price with the insurance? She said, that is the price. It was $5,000 for one implant. I did
Wow.
my research, found one that did it for 2000. And I said, man, what's happening? You told me $10,000 was the price. Because the insurance, you have that, was it PPO, contract amount?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they
Right.
double it. So they can, and I called my insurance. They said, well, actually, they can do that. There's nothing we can do about it. I said, okay, cancel my insurance, because what am I paying for?
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. So you're playing it for the cleaning.
That's
That's
why
it.
a lot of them go to Mexico and South America to get them done.
Mm-hmm.
Do that in San Diego, go to Tijuana.
Right. I
Right
know
to see
someone
a-
personally. Something that costs thousands here costs a couple hundred in Mexico. So that tells me that this price gouging can be controlled. Maybe that's why I like the show Little House on the Prairie. Everything was so simple then.
Yeah, and it seemed like after COVID, it seemed the gouging. It's always been gouging, but it
Everything.
seemed like everything's gotten worse. Yeah, it just.
Yes,
Everything got worse after COVID, man.
Mm-hmm.
did. Everything. Cost of
And it was-
housing went up. Everything.
It was a good
Cars.
excuse for them to continue to get for it to stay worse.
Mhm.
You still got these
Right.
tip machines here. Before during COVID, you tipped during COVID because you wanted to help people, wanted to help these people that were working in these places. That's why you didn't mind tipping. And now they got these little machines. How much you want to tip now? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's over.
And then we as musicians, we're trying to figure this out ourselves. What do we do when we are subject to the same price increases as everybody else, but people still see us as a cheap, paying cheap
Mm-hmm.
labor or whatever.
Yeah.
that's right.
So it's forming an alliance. Yes, that sounds good. Do we write our Congress people and say, can you, or write the president, can you make this part of your infrastructure? Because let's think about it. Let's say all music stops now, from church to weddings to elevators, stores, radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just get rid of all music. Movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's music. What are you going to do? What's
Right.
going to happen if you get rid of all music?
Yeah.
All right.
Bad world.
But,
worse off
but
without it, that's it.
yeah, and then plus you got to be careful about, because a lot of them are trying to use this dang AI to take.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's getting kind of crazy with that.
So let me make sure I understand. AI can produce a song just like me, and they don't need me anymore.
Just tell it the idea, and it produces it all and does it all for you.
Well, what I will say is this, and I understand the power of AI, but one thing AI can never produce is an emotion.
That's right.
Yo.
It's not gonna happen.
But it's going to be cool till they have to perform live, right, Vaughn? So they got to perform it live. They can't be rolling out this thing. Yeah, here's the AI performance.
It'll
Well,
never
that's
happen.
just. I found out at a show about 7, 8 years ago at Anatole Hotel in Dallas. It was a big corporate event, and I come up to the sound guy, give him, I say, hook up my iPad, because it was a solo show, and he said, would you like on your mic tune, what is it called, auto tune on your mic? And I said, for a live show? And he was like, yeah. I said, no. I said, I play a horn, and we bend below the pitch sometimes as an effect on purpose.
Right.
And we'll start sounding like T-Pain. I said, that would be dangerous.
Oh,
What?
Gary, you gonna let her know?
I know. I was gonna say.
What?
Well, me and Vaughn this week, I was telling Vaughn about a video that's on YouTube about T-Pain. He's got this video called T-Pain on top of covers, and he's doing like cover songs in this doing it live in this club, and the guy is just throwing down, singing. I mean, he is really.
He can sing.
Yeah, he can sing great. But all the selections that he was picking, I was just so surprised when I watched it, because he was going from, he started out doing Summertime, and you know, and then he went into some other stuff. Then he did some Journey, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
love Journey.
yeah, just even some Lenny Kravitz. He did one of Lenny Kravitz songs too, but he was just bouncing all around, showing his a range of genres that he can, you know, go in. And I mean, sounded great, man. You got to check it out because I was impressed. I was like, wow.
I will.
You know, I knew.
Yeah,
I knew.
mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of him. You know, get away from that auto-tune, brother, please. Get away from that.
You've seen him on Masked
effect
Singer,
for
right?
him. I get it. It was an effect. It was intended.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for effects, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew he could sing very well, though.
Right. And when he did that, you know, back then, you know, that song really took, you know, really became popular. And then, but then that's when everybody started trying to use the auto-tune on all, you know, you saw or heard a lot of people do it, you know, just doing the same thing. And then it kind of, like you said, Von, remember it would kind of put T-Pain in a box there for a minute because that's all they associated with him was just that auto-tune when he's a lot more than that auto-tune box.
Yeah, much more. Very talented brother. Extremely talented.
But I just didn't know until about 8 years ago that you could do that live. To keep you in tune. Even for singers, I think it would be dangerous because singers, especially blues singers, reggae singers, they bend all the time.
Yeah.
They do?
They do use it live. They do use it live. Singers we know, of course they do. Yes, indeed.
So how effective is it, CTK? Does it keep them in tune without artifacts?
Put it this way, you can have someone like Beyonce being on the side and say, oh, yeah. But that's all you hear back there. But out there, you're hearing all the flowers and everything else going back there.
Okay.
But yeah, they do use it. Sometimes, like their voice will be strained or whatever because of whatever, and they can't reach their notes. You know, because they have a code instead of going you know,
yeah,
they can't reach that.
Because it can be done without it sounding like that robotic stuff. You know what I mean?
And tracks. Ask Mariah Carey.
I've seen it done.
But you know, singing, that instrument is in your body. And your body, you don't. I listen to videos of me singing, and I nailed that. I nailed it. It sounds good. The next one, I'm going, oh, that was just okay. So, I mean, you can. It wasn't horrible, but I could tell it wasn't as good as the last show. And what was different? I know a lot of times it's because when I can hear myself well in the monitors, I do better.
Yeah.
I sing
Joyce,
better.
No, I'm sorry. Joyce, I'm going to tell you
You're
like this. I had a chance to meet Michael McDonald one time. And he was doing the show in San Diego before they went out. And I said, wow. I said, well, I can't wait to hear you tonight. I said, it's going to be great hearing you tonight. And he said, and he looked at me and he said in a very serious voice, I just hope that the voice shows up. And he was serious as a heart attack. He had a little smile at the end of it. He just says, everything will be fine. I just hope the voice shows up.
The voice shows up, right.
Yeah.
But people try to be empathetic to Mariah Carey because she sings in the stratosphere. I remember a radio DJ making fun of her because she requested 3 humidifiers in her hotel room. And I understood immediately what she meant. She hit some notes, and if it's not right, she can't hit them.
That's true.
And that was nothing. She's taking care. How much money did they pay for these tickets? She's doing everything she can to make sure her voice is ready. Who was it? This girl is on fire. Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah.
Before a show, she rests her voice the entire day, so she can be ready for that. And sometimes, honestly, you guys, because I have allergies, sometimes I'm not as clear as I want to be. So I have to make some adjustments when I'm singing. I said, let me go to my head voice on that note because I think it's going to crack.
Right.
So
we're human, you know?
Yeah.
We are. And you have to. I told one guy one time in the audience, they made a special request on a song we had never played before, but we did okay. He said, yeah, but y'all messed up right here. I said, isn't it interesting that when a TV broadcaster or any speaker fumbles on a word, it becomes entertainment. But when a musician misses a note, we get beat down. He got quiet. He got quiet. He was like, oh, okay. And the man behind him was going, mm-hmm. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. And then we did a song for you that we had never practiced before and did pretty good. So if we messed up one little spot, you should have been okay with it and be empathetic or whatever. But it
Does
is
that
true.
does that matter, Joyce, to the people you're playing with? Because Miles said, "I don't care nothing about a mistake."
Do it again. Yeah.
He creates a whole different. He takes takes that mistake and straightens it out. you know,
and you can do that.
I don't think. Now that person probably wasn't even in the band. You know what I'm saying? He was he somebody that
No,
was
he
playing
wasn't in the
with?
band. He
Yeah,
was in the
that's what I thought.
audience.
That's what I thought. He wouldn't know. He wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know, and I just said that. I guess I could have gotten in trouble for saying that, but I said, but isn't it interesting how we hear people fumble on words, speakers and newscasters, and everybody's okay with it. And like CTK said, we are human.
Yep.
And if the stage in and of itself is a distraction, it's just the stage, just being on the stage. Okay, it's not like singing in your shower. And then if the monitor goes out, immediately your brain has been split into two thoughts, right? And if I'm hearing the keyboard play, oh, he's gonna hit the wrong chord, my brain is split again because I had to change the melody because I could hear him not playing the right chord. I said he's not gonna play the right chord. I go, okay, let me change the melody with him.
Go.
Yeah.
Because it'll make me look bad, or there's just so many things that can happen on the stage that could split. I don't like it, but it is what it is. That's live entertainment. And it's just even in Austin, one of my keys on my flute never happened before, and I checked before I got on the stage. It stuck, and I hit that note. I said,
It happens every.
it stuck. But my husband always says, "Don't worry about it, because you had already proven yourself." People were just like, "Oh well." I got a little paper. Yeah, I got a little paper, rubbed it in there, and it was fine. But things like that do happen, and you just I mean, there's some shows, TDK, that could be perfect, nothing went wrong, but that doesn't always happen, especially when it comes to the sound. You can do a sound check. Oh, the sound check is great. You come on stage when it's your time, you're going, I can't hear my monitors. I can't hear this. This and that. Right. That's why I like being first.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, CTK? It's by the time they get through.
You're gonna open up. Great.
People think, oh, you want to be the headliner? Absolutely, no, not really. But they don't know why. Well, isn't that? Yeah, but I'd rather be first. I want to be last to do sound check and be the first one to play. That's the only guarantee you have.
Yeah.
Then when they tell me they're supposed to save it, I'm still trying to learn what that means.
You mean save your mix?
Yeah, save it, But
Some men are supposed to do that with each track. They're supposed to be, they got you locked in with each group. Now, if you got like 4 different groups, let's say, that are playing the same show, let's say, right? And then instead of letting those groups like go one at a time, play their full set, you try to mix and match them in there, there's going to be problems, okay? Because things are set for different things. But some people don't understand that. So they're going to say, no, I want you to play 2 of your songs. So-and-so will come back and play one of their songs. You come back and play another one of yours. No, it doesn't work like that. That's PA roulette.
That's a nightmare for sound people in the band.
Oh, yeah. But it does happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I asked the saxophone player that toured with Juanita Baker. I was in Alabama. And he's a friend of, one of the ladies in Jazz and Pink. I said, I have to ask you something. Do y'all have sound issues with Anita Baker? And he just had the biggest grin on his face. He said, yes. He said, I heard what was happening. He said, yes. And he told me about an A-list jazz artist that was playing with tracks, could never get those tracks to work. They had to figure it out without it. See, so he was letting me know it happens. And I said, it happens, and I got to learn how to live with it. Even in Vegas, my first song was without a mic. and a good thing it was a soprano sax because it cuts through and it was an auditorium. And when I listened to the video, you couldn't even tell I didn't have a mic. But you want a mic so you can back off and not play hard to hear yourself. You know what I mean? You can back off, you can relax. So, but anyway, we played with tracks in Vegas and it worked very well. That's another thing, CTK, you guys. 14 years ago, I didn't just do live band. I started doing track shows, which is me backing tracks.
Yeah.
Well, people criticize. I don't do karaoke. That's what I hear. I said, well, don't do it then. Let me get all the gigs. I have opened for festivals. I've played for city officials, dignitaries, big fundraising events. Got paid well, more than what a band gets. Now they're catching on.
Yeah.
But
And with track, you ain't gotta worry about them bands. Your stuff is gonna be played the way you want it to be played and the way you intended it to be played. I will take tracks in a minute. I love live bands. Don't get it twisted.
Oh, I do too. Nothing
But I
like
could tell I like tracks as much as live bands. Put it that way. Maybe even better.
Yeah. So and even when somebody invited me to open a festival, I did I was first because it doesn't make sense to put a solo act behind a band, right? I had them doing electric slide. We were partying. We were having a good time, and it was just me. See, the thing is, it's not karaoke because when you do track shows, you have to be prepared. And since I switch horns, I have to do an arrangement of my list where something is going on in between the tracks.
Yeah.
No dead air. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to be prepared for them. Pick the right songs. Be ready, etc. And then you have to be ready if the audience is different than what you thought. I have music at the bottom. I can shift and just do the next one. So and then also it's not karaoke because karaoke is not entertainment. It's singing any kind of way you want to, whether it's good, bad, or ugly, and everybody's laughing. This is actually entertainment. You are responsible by yourself for entertaining a crowd.
It's a show that you're actually designing. That's a show you're designing. When you're doing tracks, you're designing the show.
You are.
You have the power to put whatever you want as an interlude, whatever. So many possibilities. You're designing that. So that's nothing like karaoke. I'm sorry. Okay.
Right. No, it's not. I've even extended tracks in my music software. I said, you know what? I could extend this. I go in my software, cut and paste, make it longer. I like Deja Vu. I added some stuff on top of it. And I extracted. So you're right. You are designing. If you see something that can be more interesting in the show, you do that.
No
So
doubt.
it is a show. All right. Okay, Vaughn.
I know her, Vaughn.
He ain't got. Oh, you don't have anything to say. I was trying to get somebody else to talk so I could read the chat.
Who we got out there?
We have my brother LG. He's in the house.
So Joyce, who are you listening to today? Who's in your MP3 player or on your turntable? Or nobody, not too many people know about turntables, but who are you listening to today?
I knew what you meant. I listen to a lot of smooth jazz artists. I have it on my playlist from Gerald Albright to Hughes Groove. I listen to Gary Fuston. I listen to CTK. I have different things, and I'm still working on it. I need to get back to it, where I have the best indie artists, and I go and support. I listen to John Kerry, David McLaurin. So I have a variety, and I'm trying to do better about that. So I will get better. But when in terms of influence, when I was in college, I listened to the greats like John Coltrane and Eddie Harris and Cannonball, people like that. More John Coltrane. For some reason, he pulled me in more than anybody else. And then Eddie Harris later because he's actually funnier than I thought.
He's like funny, he
that's the kid. They did some things. Yeah, I mean, because when they did Cold Duck Time, they recorded it live in the 1960s. Where's that? Swiss? Some festival. It was in another country. They had never practiced it. He just introduced it. And they just did it live, and I thought it was great.
But you know what? I would love, because not too many people have played it. And I think when I mentioned the song one time back in the day, when you were a regular on the program here, I talked about the song Eddie Harris did called "That's Why You're Overweight." I don't know if anybody's ever heard that tune, but it's crazy. Great.
Is that the one where he has gas on it? It was. Excuse me.
Yes.
It was. I told him I didn't know your daddy was that funny. He was. And then he was innovative. He was experimental. He was really deep. He just died too young.
Eddie Harris.
Yeah, he was. He
Yeah,
died
yeah.
too young, in my
I mean,
opinion.
when you listen here, you know, he's like, oh, the song here is like crazy good, you know. I mean, the way he plays it and he hits that bottom line and bottom note, you know, it comes like.
I'm trying to
I'm
remember
just
that.
joking, but he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
He was
And then-
hilarious. I said I didn't realize how funny he was. He had a great sense of humor. He wasn't afraid to experiment with different things. And his daughter Yvonne said when she got her law degree, he taught her how to book for him. Because he said the labels were taking his money or whatever. She was booking him all over the world. He showed her how to do it, and she was doing it for him.
And the
Isn't
only
that
other
cool?
saxophone I know that had a song similar to that, and it cracks me up when I listen to him trying to sing, and that's Rashawn Roland Kirk singing Bright. Because he can't sing. He couldn't sing, but he was just.
He was a good entertainer, though.
You know,
and he made it work for him. You know what I mean? It's just like, listen here. It's just, why is that so groovy? Why is Cold Dark Time so groovy? And the thing is that when the first time I played it, it's a traditional jazz song, right?
Yeah.
I played it with my band. The audience loved it. I said, this song, they don't even know that this is a traditional jazz, but in a way, Eddie got criticized for pushing the envelope. That's not jazz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like even I can't remember the song. Sometimes my brain is fried. I can't even remember. Cannonball. Da 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 da.
Mercy.
What's that?
Oh yeah.
Mercy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I didn't. When I heard it up 10 years ago, I didn't realize it was him, and I didn't realize it was a traditional jazz song. I was like, oh, that's nice.
You know who wrote it, right?
Wasn't it Cannonball?
No.
Who was it?
That was Joe Zawinul.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, what it tells me is that even before Mr. Magic, Grover Washington, even before Grover, even before any of those guys, they were already experimenting with contemporary sounds.
Like Night Train.
Yeah.
So you find that because even in Eddie Harris, when I listen to his music, I can hear a lot of things that Herbie Hancock was doing. I know Herbie goes way, way, way back, but I couldn't help but wonder: is it Eddie that started this, and not Herbie Hancock?
Because Cantaloupe, that vibe.
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe. It's got a lot of soul to it.
But then I heard some of that in Eddie's music. So I said, oh, okay. You start recognizing these things. It's just like even Coltrane, when I would really listen to him.
Right.
I said, oh, he used that lick in that other song. Because I was trying to learn how to improvise instead of learning all the, when you're in college, what they did is they created the music and somebody came and analyzed it and called it a name.
Right.
And they said, okay, when is this chord, you play the Mixolydian, the Lydian, and Phrygian. And I felt like, so one day I said, you know
what they're talking about, because I just, I know the term they use is called moods or modes or something.
Modes, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, Dorian modes and things such like that. But those guys that learned to play like that,
terms or what? You know, it could be European terms. I don't know, but
Well,
just
it's
kind
too
of
much thinking. And to me, jazz is not a lot of thinking.
it's a bunch of guys with too much time on their hands. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And Vaughn, you take those same guys and put them in a jam session where you got to come off the top of the head, they're going to have a problem with that.
Oh, no.
They're going to have problems with that.
And that was me, CTK. And one day I said that, but don't get upset. But I said, look, I'm a black woman who grew up around jazz, blues, Zydeco, Motown, R&B. Let me just play what's in me. And then that's when I started playing. I know there's a theory there, but I don't want to get so caught up because it bogged me down. And that's when I realized Coltrane didn't have all this. It's too much theory, but and I guess a way to make it a part of for some people that may work for them to understand, and it's okay for you to know the theory. But for me, it bogged me down. Too much music theory, and I had two guys. It was a keyboard player and a guitar player. We were rehearsal, but they were going back. No, this is a C augmented 5, 9. No, this is a blah 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 blah. And I interrupted. I said, "Hey, does it sound good?"
Right. Yes.
Like James Brown said, "Does it sound good?" And the bass player said, "Y'all sound like two men in the barbershop."
How about this, Joyce? How about the old movies where you see the old musicals where you see that this proper white group playing what they call jazz or whatever, and then there's the traditional all black blues jazz group playing, and they go see each other on the break, and it's like, oh, what is that called? It's called jazz. What is that? They're chamber music,
Right.
Well, jazz came from brothels, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Jazz
Well, you can see those movies where they actually show a contrast to that.
Storyville, New Orleans. Storyville had that. It was a bunch of cat houses. Jeff Morton is in there, and all those stride piano players are in there, making, women
Playing for
hanging
them strippers,
and,
playing in the hoochie coochie bars.
And cats was back then,
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
And jazz was considered taboo.
Yeah, they were dirty, nasty.
Absolutely,
it was.
Now it's for the it's a
giving
social
it the
thing.
thumb. Yeah,
How come every music genre we invented, it comes from the devil music?
but everybody
They
found
did say
out.
that.
Yeah.
Anything black, oh, that's the devil music.
Yeah. Now it's been taught in colleges and universities all over the country, and it's music that high class people listen to. That's this, and that. And I just smile. I'm like, y'all know where that music came from, right? and what's I remember a female band. We were playing jazz ensemble back in the guy doing some Frank Sinatra the whole show. It was a fundraiser, and the first rehearsal, I had to get used to because I'm used to I'm used to it. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this is a different jazz. And I remember back in college, I had to switch. Okay, this is this kind of jazz, it's this kind of jazz. And I went home and I went, okay, I listened to Frank Sinatra, like 2-3 songs. I said, okay, now it's in my ear. The next one I was that, it's like this. You have to be a little more rigid as opposed to, and I grew up with the, I was like, I gotta get a little stiff here. Come on. I said, this is different. And even classical music, you have to shift gears. You listen to classical music. So, okay, classical. What?
Back it up, because when you say that, I'm thinking of, for instance, you go up to the mountains and then put the Smoky Mountains and they're playing. But check it out. but then they heard some hip hop. Walking down the street, watching ladies, smoking in the news.
I love it.
Money on my mind. Walking down the street, watching girls. You know.
I actually love that. That's creative. You know what I mean? So I mean, having to switch gears, I was playing in
That's
a
not like Appalachian stuff to me.
yeah. I
Yeah,
like
but
it.
they like Snoop Dogg too.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the creativity is wonderful. Because even when I played in the blues band, they played a couple of country songs, and she pointed to me to solo in a country song.
I love
I
it.
did it.
Yeah.
That's like, how do you
know,
solo a country
A solo
song?
on a country song, the song becomes the blues.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I
a
did
major
exactly.
compliment, Joyce.
That'd be a nice
That's
twist.
a major compliment.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did it. I was like, oh, and I posted it. First time I've ever soloed on a country song. First, I don't hear saxophones on
First
country
of all, I'm
songs.
trying to figure out, did you walk up on the group playing the sax and say, can I join in with them?
No, she asked me. It's Marcy. Marcy is a local blues. She does most of her original stuff, and
Is country music?
no, it's actually blues, and I
Oh, it's
call
actually
that dirty blues, where you know.
Okay.
Dirty blue.
I'm side chick number 2 blues, and I hate you. You know that kind of blues. It's great. Now, this is, and she decides to do a country song, and I'm like, okay. She's not. I'm in my head. I'm not gonna get a solo on this one because it's a country song, and she pointed at me solo with. It's time to be creative. We have to be ready for everything.
Gotta be
So,
ready.
I mean, I did it. You know, people loved it. It turned out pretty good. But I just had never fathomed doing a sax solo on a country song.
You never know, Joyce. You're a
Hey.
musician. You're prepared for that. Because
Yeah.
if I hear that hillbilly, I'm thinking, I see nothing wrong with a little
Full
bump
of
and
bump and
grind.
grind.
I'd lay into it.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, you know, we as artists, I know many of us, we are multi
Oh,
in
man.
terms of what we like. Because I train classically. I have on YouTube when I found a reel-to-reel. That's how old I am. Okay. I found a reel-to-reel when I was clearing out some stuff after my mom died. I thought I'd lost it. Had it transferred to digital. And I played like a 12, 13-minute concerto, Glossonoff concerto. And I was so happy to find it. But what I had to realize, if I had to sit here and play that today, I probably couldn't. I'd have to practice again. It was, and I just put it on YouTube because it's something that I did back then that I wasn't supposed to do. I chose the song because I didn't have a sax teacher who was into me. That's all I'm going to say. So I would go to the music store nearby, and what I loved that the guy who owned it used to be the music head of the music department, and he had all the standard songs, or I say songs, compositions for each instrument. So I just grab it, and he said, "Hey Joyce, go ahead," and I'd sit on the floor, and I saw the Glossonoff concerto, and I saw that it was long, page after page with leaps and jumps, and I chose it not knowing it was for graduate level. I didn't know. I bought it, gave it to my saxophone player, said my saxophone teacher, I want to play this. And I gave him another one, I want to play this. And somebody said, well, did you teach yourself? And I stopped. I said, in a way I did. I was so serious. At first they had a band director nearby that was teaching saxophone on the campus. I went to the president of the university and said, I need to hire somebody. If you're going to offer that curriculum, long story short, they did hire somebody, but he wasn't into women saxophone players. So I had to
That's a shame.
struggle. Yeah, and I didn't know why I didn't make the top jazz ensemble the year after he came. And the bass player, he said, I'm going to tell you something, but if you say I said it, I'm going to deny it. He told us he will not have any women in the top jazz ensemble.
Dang.
I don't care how good you did, you are not going to make it.
I'm glad it didn't discourage you, Joyce.
I did go to my dorm room and cry a little bit, though.
But you got over it.
I came back and I said, okay. So the next semester, when it was time for the top concert band, which is the wind ensemble that tours, they did it again. So I went up to the band director and said, I want to challenge the first chair. And he looked at me like, what?
Battle by
I said, I'm going to challenge the first chair. And you know, when that happens, you have to do it in front of the band, right? And do you know, he said, well, let me talk to your sax teacher and we'll let you know. Why you got to talk to him? You're the band director.
Yeah.
Well, he came back, oh, we'll put you first chair in the jazz ensemble. So the guy that got kicked back looked at me strange. I'm like, bring it. Because I'm tired of being pushed back.
That's right.
I mean, it was so unfair. It was just, and even when he came, I had already made the top jazz band. He just knew it was me that was messing up. We had a very complicated sax part, and he made us play one at a time. I was the only one who could play it. And what he did was he just looked down. Okay, let's start from the top. But his first chair player couldn't play it. And he was a freshman. And I was like a junior, something like that. He didn't want me to, so those are the kind of things. And so when I graduated, nobody wanted a female saxophone player, so I went to work in corporate America. Then I came back. That's the story.
Yeah. And now we don't have enough of y'all.
Look, you know, women, we don't want special favors. We want reciprocity. We want just respect. It's the respect, you know. And I get that from, I tell you about the bad part, but really I get that from men. We get it from men. And I appreciate y'all so much for supporting us and where we come from. We know that we still got a ways to go, like my mom used to say. Got a ways to go, baby. But, you know, to have people support us, it's just really great. And even at the Sax Girls Rock in Vegas, each one of us had somebody supporting us, traveled with us. It was my husband, because you know I was packing 3 horns, and y'all know about the drama and the trauma I had coming out of Alabama last year. These people are vicious, and then I saw Paula had an experience recently. They even threatened her.
What?
For Paula Atherton or?
Paula Atherton. Yeah. Wow. Now she's traveled numerous times with the same setup. Now they said you can't do that. Now, granted, her case and my case was like 3 inches longer, but that's okay. The law says if it fits, you have to take it.
It fits. It must be quick. Yeah, that's right.
That's what the law says, but sometimes they don't want to hear about the law. They're really stubborn about it. And she said that something she put under the plane that she hopes it's in one piece when she gets it. I refuse to let them put my horns down their chute. I looked down, I said, no, when it hits the bottom, just hitting the bottom can mess up my horns. And man, tears start coming out of my eyes. I went, no, you know, you're not going to do that. And so we went back on the plane, and why did this tall, fair-skinned man say the same thing I said? And I said, okay, so go ahead. I said, why didn't you say that to me?
Wow.
Then I said the same thing. And that's when they started accommodating me and found out it fit.
Man.
I was trying to be calm, G, because I didn't want to go viral.
Go viral.
I could feel people with their phones going.
Right. That's crazy though. Yeah.
But when that man came in with a big, not only that, but I saw in their closet there was a keyboard case. You know, that's a lot longer than what I had. They also had a guitar, so I don't know why they picked me that day. So, and I had a connecting flight.
What flight was that too? What airline?
It was Delta.
Delta.
Oh yeah, you was a
random. It was
check.
American Airlines. Huh?
Yeah, you was a random check. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
The random. Yeah.
It gave me a hard time. I mean, now I don't know why, because the agent booked the flights and gave it to us. But I had a connecting flight going to Alabama and going home. All the flights, both flights going to Alabama were full, and I was able to fit it easily. And I told them that. And anyone listen, And that's why when that man came on, and they said, "Oh, sir, that won't fit." He said, "Well, that's interesting because it fit on the other flight." Okay, go ahead. I said, "Why didn't you tell me that?" When I said the same thing, and people were sitting in the front, just looking, sitting real still, looking, okay. And that's when they start. And what was so neat about that, there were two guys trying to help me too. They didn't even let me pick up my case. They're like, I got it. And one of them had to tell the woman, hey, it's not going to fit. You need to turn it this way. Because I was trying to tell them. She said, no, no, no. You know, putting it like this instead of turning it. And he tried to tell her. They were trying to help me. And they did.
Yeah.
But it took about 45 minutes for me to go from Alabama, Birmingham to Atlanta. And I was glad I had a window seat because I had to talk to Jesus the whole way.
I know that's right. I know that's right. I wish somebody would come out with like some kind of mini documentary on traveling with your instrument, because it's been so many incidents. You know, remember about Michael Garvin, how they jacked him up with his horn, and then Tony Exum when he had his deal, and some few other people that I've heard seem like within the last few years, you know, some mess.
Yep. And mine fits fine. I told them, I said, this fits fine. When I tell them then the other people, this is a musical instrument. Oh, well, just put it in the closet right here. You'll be fine. Simple. Because I had a flight delay due to the weather, and I was like, oh my God, and I got to get off the plane and deal with this again. But when I got back on the plane, the flight attendant was so nice. She said, oh, just put it in the closet. When she said, oh, even the people checking the bags, they said, I have to tag your case, but when you get on a plane, let them know it's an instrument. Okay. In other words, let me do my job and then tell them it'll be okay. And she was right. So there's a way to do it and being nice. But that one incident, they were mean, a hateful heifer from the get-go. I don't care what the law says. All I know is what's right here. And go talk to the red coat, see if he can help you. In other words, I'm done. I don't want to hear nothing.
Wow.
That's what we have to deal with.
Some are cool, some are fools. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this time I didn't have any problems because I had my husband with me. I didn't bring, I can fit my flute in my alto case. He had that and I had my flute. So I don't know what else to purchase to make it easier for me to travel. And I don't know. Maybe I need to write a state a Congress, you know, or write the union and see if they can add an addendum that when, this is what I told Paula when I commented, we may need to appeal to the union and say, good that you got this bill passed, but maybe pass an addendum that says if you violate this, there will be a penalty.
Or design your own case. Design your own case.
I saw one that's pretty good, but they were out of stock, and it's $400, y'all.
Investment for, hey, mine was $400, and you can put a semi truck on it.
What's it called? The case? What is it?
Mine is a torpedo bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can put it actually under the plane. And it won't mess it up. I may have to invest in that CTK.
You need to really, because there's only one way to put it in, and it's protected. And like I said, you can park a car on it. You can run it over by mistake.
The only challenge would be if I'm alone lifting it. It is kind of heavy, but it has wheels. So, I mean, if I have to lift it out of a trunk and put it on that would be the only challenge, but it does have wheels. And it may be the thing, and I said last year, if I start traveling a lot, then I think I'm going to have to just invest in that. But first, I got to get my teeth fixed.
Right. Otherwise, you won't need it.
I know, right?
Well, dang, I can't believe it's already about what?
I was about to look. What time is it? Oh, gosh.
I know, 4 minutes.
That's what happens when family comes by.
I know, right? Wow, man. But
I know.
Dang, Joyce, it was so good to connect with you again. Glad to get you back on here and catch up on all the stuff that you're doing. And why don't you tell everybody, of course, everybody how to be connected with you so they can follow you in case you get some of that great music that you've been putting out there. I know people are going to be wanting to know how they can get it. So talk to them.
Well, you go to joycespencermusic.com and click on the music tab. If you want to download from my website because I get all the money. If you do it from Amazon, that's cool too. But if you do it on my website, that's great. And my website has everything you want to know. What I'm involved in is my EPK for my band, Joyce Spencer and Expressions, my Sade tribute band, my music. Everything is there on joycespencermusic.com. But most of you are people that probably already know that. So, but
We love you.
but just remember, you guys, that not just me, all independent artists, because we have two recording artists here. It only costs 99 cents at the most, $1.29. It doesn't even have to be me. Pick somebody and download it, and let's see if we can create a new lane where it's not just for artists, but you can hear what you want to hear. All right. No, this is digital age is great. You can stream, but know that Spotify only pays 0.03 cents. But anyway, so we would appreciate your support. I said we, independent artists. And thank you, Gary,
Thank you.
my brother.
Yes. Yes.
And CTK and Vaughn, it was so nice to come back in the fold. This was very nice.
Oh, it was so exciting to have you back. You know
Yeah.
that. You know how we feel about you, Joyce. You know that.
Love y'all too.
Yeah. Well,
Which this, I got to tell you, I just want to throw this out there. Sometimes I wonder, I said, and it made me think about Ed, that you were the one that called me to let me know. And I'll never forget that. I mean, it's just like, that's what relatives do. You know? And I appreciate you. And I never told you that, and I think that you were there first for me. And I can't say enough how much I figured like that's what big sisters do.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I say thank you,
Right.
dear. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
my pleasure.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I guess
I didn't get all sad.
Well, wait a minute.
Sure, they're talking about stay in my lane.
Oh, and then of course, CTK next week. You got a big event coming up.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be Nils and Joe Levy, Heidi Tan, my songwriting partner, Michael Garvin, my co-producer Michael Garvin, partner. We'll be doing that show at the 25th at the View Music Bar in Torrance.
Yeah.
And it'll be on a Sunday night, and we're working on that, and there'll be rehearsals for next week with that. But I just love working with musicians, period, from all over the country, all over the world. The technology is so cool now that we can just work with each other from no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
And that is a major asset. Thanks again, Joyce, for coming. It's so sweet to have you here. It just warmed my day, warmed my whole week when I knew you were coming. I was just so excited. Just so
I was
excited.
excited to come.
Yeah,
And it was perfect
So
timing.
excited.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, G.
I had a feeling for some reason. I don't know what it was. I was like, let's see if I can get it in there this week.
Because I was telling him I haven't had a free Saturday in months.
Yeah.
And this is it. So
I mean, we talk in passing, while you're doing your things, Joyce. We communicate, of course, but there's nothing like just sitting down with you again, just having the time to sit down and stop and talk instead of talking to you on the go.
yeah.
Absolutely.
A quick
Appreciate
comment
that.
on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're right.
And for those of you out there, if you happen to come in late, you'll be able to go back and catch the beginning, because we had a lot to talk about with Joyce, and like I said, it was just a pleasure to have her back on. Next week, next Saturday schedule, we have Mr. Daryl Evan Jones, flautist, that's going to be coming on. So just wanted to put that out there for those who's wondering who's going to be up next. But I just want to say, everybody, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for tuning in. And again, Joyce, it's always a pleasure. And I'm going to always continue to support you. You know that.
Yes.
Always.
Uh-huh. And
I appreciate that.
yes,
And
indeed.
in the comment section, just want to say I tried to get to all your comments. If I didn't, I want to thank you for all your kind words and your support.
Hmm.
Just in case I missed something, okay?
Absolutely. And our historian, musical historian, Mr. Bond. Go ahead, my brother.
That's perfect.
Sure, you know, that's fine. Well, let's say it like we normally do. Peace and hair grease. And in the words of one Mr. Lamont Sanford, Odabo, Jack.
Peace and hair grease. Okay.
Right.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you
Have a
next
good one,
week.
everybody.
Thank you.